Good evening, you lovely listeners. We're here with another installment of the DarkMatch, where we catalog the highs and the disappointments. Of course, we'll be focusing more on disappointments today, as it's TNA Day. I am your lovely friend Magpie, Cuckoo Cuckoo. Joining me today are...
Iron Bite.
That's
it, I got nothing.
Well, fuck, you shouldn't have had that huge pause in the middle, inviting me to jump in, just like that fucking asshole talking over you. God
How dare
damn
you
it,
interrupt him, you bastard. You interrupted...
I'm professional. I ruined the whole show.
Yeah, everybody, we hate him. We apologize. Just ignore Iron Bite. You go in the corner, mister. Backlash, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Backlash, and I'm wondering when the fuck my contract is up so I can get out of this shit.
Contract? Did you read the blueprint? We're here forever.
No!
Yeah, this is like the army during a Middle Eastern war, motherfucker. We got you as long as we want you.
Son of a bitch. Anyways, once again, it is time for What's Iron Sheik Tweeting Now? Hulk Hogan have no dick and no balls. Simple and to the point.
Sweet.
That's actually the best you can expect from Sheik.
Yes, I mean, to be honest with you, with the Twitter war going on with Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan, Sheik is not really doing too good. I mean, there's really not a whole lot he can say.
Sheik is the undisputed champion of Twitter. Nothing he can do will be wrong in our eyes.
I don't think anyone can out-crazy the Ultimate Warrior at this part.
That would be a debate I would like to see between those two.
I would too. It would be kind of awesome. I mean, you got the insanity of the Ultimate Warrior, and then you've got the Iron Sheik.
As much as I hate the dude, it's like maybe we should start doing what is Warrior tweeting along with the Sheik tweet.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, wait, I hate the guy. Let's not do it.
Sheik had a difficult and interesting life and has done a lot of drugs. What's Warrior's excuse?
Hold on. What? There's a goddamn sign that says, "Don't bother me while recording."
Uh-oh.
Do not cut this reel. Do not cut this shit out.
Fuck. Oh my god. Sorry, listeners.
What the hell?
Uncle Eric.
You know what?
God damn it, my nephew is burying my own company. Stop that in there. Shut up, Uncle Eric.
As we all... What the hell was that, Magpie? Seriously, what the hell was that?
That's my legendary temper and people not reading the sign properly.
Oh, okay.
This might be the time we've avoided talking about Impact.
Yeah, our lives are way more interesting than Impact, but let's get on with why we're doing this living. Wait, Backlash, does it say in our contract we get paid for this shit?
Eventually, but it's only going to be like 40 cents.
Well, read the contract, Backlash. Get through that reading material and tell us.
All right. Let's get to Impact fast as we can. Let's get this disappointment over with. We got to purge it.
Yeah, okay. I will say this. I have not watched Impact in about 2 weeks, so I've been kind of detoxed. But when we open with Eric Bischoff getting served, quote-unquote, papers.
Oh, I'll get to that paper.
We'll get to the paper.
Motherfucker.
It's like, what the hell is going on? There were a million things they could have done with those papers, but didn't.
Like make them look like papers or something like a lawyer put together.
Okay, and
like a manila envelope,
or had that blue sheet of paper that all Law and Order lawyers use when they're discussing motions or issuing subpoenas.
Which show was that?
Law and Order.
Ding ding.
But the dark match taking place between 7:16 and 7:28 p.m. West Coast time.
What's amazing is Bischoff gets these papers, and it's like the network's serving you. What?
Why?
We're never sure. And once the details of this letter are made clear, it makes even less sense.
This doesn't even when people are served quote unquote papers, it's usually to go appear in court.
Yeah, it's usually a subpoena of some sort.
But we'll get into that when we get to the end of this, because we have to go backstage.
Well, wait, until then, because we'll forget that. Every single time these papers are mentioned, especially by Taz and Tenay, for the rest of the night, it's an assumption that they're canning Eric Bischoff, that they're getting rid of him and he's going to be out of power. Right. Everybody automatically assumes that's what they must say for no fucking apparent reason whatsoever.
I don't even know. I don't even know where that comes from either. I mean, we also want to see Eric Bischoff get fired.
It's like the worst part of that note is and this is later in the show, but I'm just going to reference this now in case I forget. God, they do the up close. He's just looking at an envelope the entire time. He's like, I can't believe they're doing this. And then they do it up close of the shot of the envelope. It's just the envelope he's reading. He didn't actually pull out the paper and say, under this section. No, it's the fucking envelope.
God,
he doesn't read it until the end.
It's like camera angles. Focus on the knockout's ass, not plot. I mean, not props. Sorry for stammering.
Whatever. We'll get to the papers at the end of the show. But now we have to go to a backstage brawl between Velvet Sky and ODB because that's what the knockouts always do.
Here's a thing. I don't mind, and the brawl I thought was carried out tolerably well. And despite the fact that I think it's bullshit that they, A, ended the Velvet versus Angelina and Winter feud out of fucking nowhere and just dropped that like it was on fire.
It'll be back. It will be back.
Brought back ODB as a heel for some reason.
Well,
and C, the way they started this brawl was it was supposed to be while Velvet was having a photo shoot, a bikini shoot or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, sub A, why do all the beautiful people have all these tattoos? Which would seem to go entirely against their gimmick.
I don't
know.
I think
sub B, go ahead.
It's TNA's perception. TNA has this weird perception of beauty. Case in point, Angelina Love's face.
They're not the Suicide Girls here. They're supposed to be beauty pageants.
Did anyone else notice that the amazing thing in TNA is people can really get excited? The crowd can get really hot and excited over a brawl, but yet when you go to the crowd and they're brawling in the Impact Zone, it's really hush. Only in TNA that could happen. Well, the backstage gets a bigger pop than being there.
Yeah, the amazing part for this brawl for me was that they, for some reason, cut into this as it was happening. As, ODB had already hit Velvet, at least for the first time already. When wasn't the entire point of this camera shoot thingy backstage that a camera would already be there to show us it from the beginning?
Again,
why not just start off the show with like 10 seconds of, hey, look, there's cameras and people taking her picture. It's a fucking photo shoot, and then she hits her.
Yeah.
What I think
you're making too much sense. That is not welcome here in the world of TNA.
What I think doesn't exist here.
I'm never going to get to say what I think, am I?
No, go ahead.
You interrupted us. We get a payback.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm kidding, bro. Go right ahead.
I know. What I think was happening is Velvet Sky was on her way to the photo shoot when ODB just blindsided her, and what we got was ODB beating her down in the photo shoot area. And so that's why Velvet Sky was wearing that long black T-shirt, which I guess part of the photo shoot was she's going to be, ooh, look, you can almost see my bikini. Oh, here's my bikini. And one of the spots that was amazing was Velvet Sky spears ODB through the paper backdrop.
Yeah, that was cool. That's the sad thing, is that this little brawl they had, there were a bunch of good moments, and these two were trying as much as they could. And ODB was doing her weird running commentary stand-up routine
about
the entire time, just calling her a whore basically over
and
over.
The thing with the story, I'm sorry to interrupt. The thing with the storyline was it would make sense if you were to inject that later, like if Velvet Sky was able to beat Winter and break the Scooby-Doo curse and free Angelina Love, and then ODB came back and she was like, I'm pissed because you beautiful bitches took all the spotlight, that's why I got fired. It would make sense, but you interjected it in the middle of a mess, so it's like, why do we care? What's going on? Who the hell are these people?
And as I recall, ODB was like not feuding with him when she got fired or quit. I think she quit.
Yeah, I think it was she quit.
Well, you know what?
After the Awesome Kong deal, basically, she's like, fuck this.
I really wouldn't mind them feuding because, judging by this brawl, they actually might be able to do something mildly entertaining. But they should have just finished Velvet's other feud first. It makes no sense to have her already involved with ODB when she has unfinished business.
Fucking Russo.
Exactly. Fucking Russo.
Yeah, here's where wrestling matters, and yet and all I see is convoluted plot lines.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's move on before we get to any. What else happened?
The end of the ball has ODB choking out Velvet Sky with her own T-shirt after she rips it off. It's like, this is supposed to be embarrassing, honey. You've seen what Velvet Sky wears usually? That's not that embarrassing.
Yeah. She's wearing like 25% less fabric than normal.
Yeah, and then she chokes her out with the T-shirt, and out of nowhere comes Miss Tessmacher.
I can't really criticize that either because it makes sense if Face would go in there and save the day just because she's good. But again, like Backlash said, take it away.
Why?
Why her?
I don't know.
Aren't there other faces in? Where's fucking Mickie James? Was she not even on the show?
Well, apparently Mickie James got destroyed by Angelina Love last week. But again, why Miss Tessmacher?
The champion not even fucking mentioned on the show tonight.
Why Miss Tessmacher? Why not? Oh, I don't know. Hell, you could throw it. No, you couldn't really throw at Tara.
No, you kind of could, even though she's involved. Wait, does she have a plotline with the other chick?
She's
the
still
weren't on TV either.
I
don't care either.
I'm actually
Impact where they have so many people that there's always 20 people left off every show.
I'm actually trying to go through my mind.
Knockouts division. There's nobody.
There's not that many knockouts left, is there?
I mean, they got the two evil Mexican chicks, so they're heels, so that doesn't count.
Madison Rain's a heel.
So there's essentially 3 heels in the division 3 baby faces in the division versus like 7 heels.
Wow. Wow, thank you, Russo. Thank you fucking much, Russo.
I've already ranted about how much I despise the way the knockout division turned out, so I'm not even going to talk about I'm going to call it the unmentionable times where it was awesome. Let's just move on.
Yeah, something even dumber, because it's
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson coming out, and he's still dressed as Sting, and he promises us he's going to be wrestling someone from Sting's past.
Oh, hold on, Backlash.
Believe me when I say this gets beyond stupid when we get.
Hold on, Backlash. When you announce that, let me just drink this water while you say who's the opponent.
Do you want me to spoil it now, or do you want to save that for when it actually happens?
I say spoil it now. I'm just going to drink some water.
Okay, you go ahead and drink your water while I announce that Mr. Anderson will be facing the Great Muta.
What?
That was very realistic.
Yeah, it was. First off, I'm going to say this. Mr. Anderson wrestling Muta. If it was actually, going to happen.
It would happen on one of those New Japan co-promotional shows.
Exactly. The way it turns out, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that because next, Bischoff is on the phone with Hogan. And Brian Kendrick comes up to him and goes, I know I lost last week, but you know what? I want another chance. Give me another shot at Abyss. And Bischoff's like, no, You know what? Go wrestle Kazarian later tonight, and we'll see if you get a rematch with Abyss. He's like, yeah, thanks, man, that's great.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, wasn't it? Like Steph pointed this out yesterday. Wasn't Brian Kendrick just like a week or two ago saying, "I'm not getting the Jay Lethal treatment. Fuck the Immortal and you, Bischoff. I want my time." And now he's all, "Hey, Mr. Bischoff,
I know
how's it
exactly what they're doing. They're trying to find ways to make the X Division look even dumber by having them beg Bischoff for title shots.
And then when
he's a tweener.
When he gave him the opportunity, he thanks him. He thanks the man he was feuding with at the beginning of the pay-per-view cycle. No!
And if we're going to demean the X Division, wasn't there already a parallel plot line where Team 3D wanted to kill the X Division? It was kind of like this, only this one was humiliating the X Division way more.
It is, but you know what, Magpie, you said it best last night. Every time TNA does something awesome, they immediately go take 50 steps the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's like when they had AJ turn when they had Fortune turn face, it's like, okay, that's what I want to see. I want to see these guys go up against assholes who are invaders and try to profiteer, but you can't get excited for it because you know they're going to fuck it up. And then fast forward a week or a week or two and a half, you have AJ losing to Fat Hardy.
You know,
what the fuck are they doing? Sorry, Backlash. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I am actually terrified of how Destination X is going to turn out when they're bringing in all these little guys to build up. I don't know what they're doing. I doubt they're doing a World X Cup, but they're doing something.
I don't think they really...
The only thing I can imagine is, does anyone remember Kevin Nash's gauntlet match against New Blood back in WCW? Where I'm
trying to forget that.
Yeah. Just replace Kevin Nash with Abyss. I get the feeling that's where they're going.
The only thing I could see the only way I can see them having a good pay-per-view in the X Division style, if they want to dedicate to this, if they get back all the guys who made the X Division amazing, and they have to reach out and get everybody, even the guys who are rotational X Division guys. So the problem is with TNA and the reputation right now, no one's going to show up. I mean, It's like, you can't get anybody from Ring of Honor because Bischoff badmouthed those guys so many times, so you can't get, like, Roderick Strong to go in there and have a guest appearance. You can't get Austin Aries. You probably get Sanjay Dutt at best, but Sanjay's had his best years behind him.
You will never get, you won't be getting Jay Lethal back anytime soon.
You'll definitely won't be getting Lethal back.
Here's the thing. You offer enough money, you can get anybody. Period.
But at the same time,
with what they're willing to pay X Division guys.
Yeah. Nope. We'll give you $1,000 for this appearance. Cool. Hold on. This is how this conversation would go. We'll give you $1,000 for this appearance. Cool. Are you going to pay for my airfare? No. Hotel? No. Food? No. So you're giving me $1,000, and I'd have to pay $1,012 just to get out, just to get out there and stay. Yeah. Even if you're going to do it.
And then also, even if they have a guy come up, they could be like, "Can I just say I'm from this promotion?" He's like, "No, you can't represent that promotion or look strong. You just go out there, make him look good, and then leave, you idiot."
Yeah,
$1,000 for an X Division guy.
That's why I suggested it. So we go to commercial and we have talking.
We come back to more Bischoff on the phone.
Yeah,
it's still Bischoff on the phone.
It's Eric Bischoff bitching to Hulk Hogan some more, and then he comes out to the ring to go bitch at Beer Money.
Ugh, we had to hear so much whining in one show.
So, in a show where wrestling matters, I forget what time mark were we at here?
This is a good 20 minutes into the show, and
20 minutes of the show. We have yet to have a single official wrestling match. Yeah, maybe even 30. So out comes Beer Money with Robert Roode in the sling, and I did mention this last night. I said, man, wouldn't it be awesome if Robert Roode used the title belt as a sling?
That kind of would be cool. It'd be decorative.
Yeah, it would
Probably wouldn't work in medical terms, but
I know, but it would still look.
It'd be cool to look at.
Yeah, it would be. And
it's a fake injury anyway. Might as well decorate it. Excuse me.
Exactly. So Eric Bischoff.
And it is. I did not know that. They're just taking him out for no reason.
Yeah. No. Here's what they're trying to. They were trying Don't know why. They were trying to bring back America's Most Wanted. And then they realized how fat Chris Harris had gotten.
Oh shit, it's Braden Walker.
Yeah, it's really sad when you're too out of shape to work in TNA. Matt Hardy.
And instead, Bischoff is like, well, you got 30 days, and I haven't heard from your doctor, so, just give me the belts. I'll figure out something to do for Slammiversary. And they're like, and Rude's like, the only way you're getting this is if you kill me. And out comes Alex Shelley.
To kill him.
Yes, to kill
Alex Shelley. And Alex Shelley comes out with the stupidest haircut I've ever seen, reminding me of Pepe Le Pew. I love the guy, amazing wrestler, dumb haircut.
Yeah, and he goes, hey, you know what? Robert Root might not be able to defend the title, and I don't have a partner till at least 2012 because, you guys are morons, and Chris Sabin's got hurt.
Well, it's not really. In that sense, it's not TNA's fault. I mean, they did put him with somebody who wasn't experienced as Sabin, but that was just a freak of nature thing. I saw that landing; it wasn't really.
Yes. But here's the thing: that guy is still employed.
Yeah, and I have not read anything about any punishments for the injury.
Well, I got to rewatch that tape because I don't remember if it was. Because when I first watched it, it didn't seem like it was just a freak. It seemed like to me it was just a freak accident, and I have to rewatch it again to see if Aguilar was at fault.
How specifically did he get hurt?
Well, it was a springboard. Oh, you want to take an Iron Bite?
Yeah, according to Alex Shelley, the injury Sabin suffered tore both his ACL and MCL, and we won't be seeing him for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it was in the knee. All right, but what happened?
Oh, it was a spring. It was a match with Aguilar versus Chris Sabin. To get over the LAX Part 2, this time lamer. It was. Sabin did a springboard off the top of the rope, and when he landed, his knee went. So not.
That's not the other guy's fault. That's just freak fucking happening.
Yeah, I just don't know if Aguilar was in the right position or pushed him, but I think it was a freak accident. That's the time I saw him. I mean, that's what I thought when I saw it.
But
like a double knee injury that'll keep him out for a good bare minimum 6 to 8 months.
And Chris Sabin, if you're watching your show, we hope you get better soon. And
he's not watching the show.
I can dream, can I?
He can dream. Let him dream, Jingus. But Alex Shelley comes out and says, hey, you know what? We had a series of 5 matches together, and I thought we got some respect. Let me team with James Storm, and we'll have some gun money.
That's a stupid
conservative
name.
of them. Incredibly Republican.
Yeah, especially since it should really be beer guns.
I mean, I live in fucking Texas, and that's right wing. God damn it, gun money.
But
hey, does that mean if Sabin heals, he can start a beer machine with the other guy?
That's a damn good name.
Yeah. So
came up with it.
And Beer Money agrees. It's gonna at Slammiversary for whatever reason, it's gonna be Gun Money versus British Invasion, who aren't British Invasion, just 2 guys who happen to be British.
Hey guys, quick question. When did the British Invasion get a... I don't remember watching Impact because I try to avoid it like the plague, but I only watch it when I'm on the show. When did the British Invasion were number 1 contenders? When did they have a match on Impact to decide when they would get the number 1 contendership?
I don't know.
I don't think they did.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't think they did either from what I saw.
It's a self-aware joke, guys. Keep going.
I know.
They never did, because they're stupid.
They forgot to do something last week. So we get to, we go to commercial and we have our first match.
We should.
At the half an hour mark.
Yeah, at the 30-minute mark, we have Cold Cut Fat Hardy versus Amazing Red's little brother, Crimson.
And let's give him credit. This was a perfectly decent match. Matt Hardy, yes, he is not in as good shape as he used to be, but some guys are going to get fat, and I don't think the extra weight has honestly hurt him. I think that the many injuries he's soaked up over his career have slowed him way the fuck down more than the extra 15 pounds on his belly.
I will say this about this match. Once again, it was a solid Matt Hardy match.
Yeah, this is by far the best I've seen Crimson look, and a lot of that was due just to Matt knowing how to do this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows how to do an idiot-proof match. He's done it for years.
The best way I can describe this match is like the whole purpose of the match, I guess, story-wise, because in TNA, the matches have to further a storyline. They just can't have a match. Is we're going to make Crimson dominant and show why he's undefeated. And this isn't exactly the match you want to show, like, this is why he's an undefeatable monster, and he's big, and he can take... This isn't the match you need to present as your champion for that reason.
This was not Goldberg versus Disco Inferno. This was a 50-50 competitive match.
Right.
It was still
it was a decent match. Put Crimson over pretty well. Matt Hardy did work well with him. I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah. And they finally discovered a finishing move that doesn't look stupid. The Sky High.
No one else is using it right now.
Was it Mary Elise Elizabeth in the movie called Sky High once?
Probably.
I think it was pretty cool.
What's his name?
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell. He was also
Bruce Campbell was in it.
Yes, Bruce Campbell was amazing in it.
Who was it? Danielle Harris Danielle Panabaker. That's it.
Yeah. Are we really talking about a Disney movie?
Would you rather be talking about a movie on Impact?
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of fat and old and really over the hill, sorry, Magpie, here comes Samoa Joe.
How come I'm over the hill?
No.
You're a fan of it. Never mind.
But Samoa Joe comes down to try to, get one over on Crimson. And instead eats a spear as he gets
that didn't work so well.
Must go to safe place in my mind. Joe's still awesome.
It was the most amazing thing. Here comes Joe. I swear to God, it's like, and now Joe's going to kill bitches dead. And instead, Joe gets treated like a little bitch.
I can't blame them too much because they are trying to put over Crimson as a new force to be reckoned with, and to do that, you have to have him beat stars.
Right.
You have to sacrifice them all.
Magpie's about to talk. I know what he's about to say.
No, I interrupted Jengus. Finish, though.
And I don't know where they're going to go with this feud with Joe. I mean, it would make sense to have the guy with the winning streak versus the guy who had the longest winning streak in company history. It seems a little soon to do this without much, backstory behind it.
But to go off of his... Oh, you pause a lot.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Magpie, go ahead. Say what you need to say about Samoa Joe.
It's like, to go off of his point, there's a reason. The whole feud is just like feud, and I'm using that in forget it. The whole feud is just basically about, I want to get the undefeated streak. No, I have the undefeated streak. Let me tell you why Samoa Joe's undefeated streak matters more than Crimson. Samoa Joe was a monster. He was presented as a monster. He fucked up people, and not only that, he did it in new and interesting ways in competitive matches with hard opponents, and he ended up beating them down. And if he didn't beat them down, he figured out a new way each day to show how much of a well-rounded wrestler he is. Crimson, barely even on TV, and the matches that he have, they don't present him as, he won them, but it's not exactly the most dominant thing. You can't compare it to Joe. Like Jenga said, this should have happened. It's too soon to happen now. It should have happened in the future, way into the future.
He needs a mini feud against like fucking Murphy or Hernandez or somebody who doesn't really matter.
I would even say we get Gunner and have him feud with Crimson.
Who the hell are these people?
I don't know. They're people who don't matter.
They're on contract.
Yeah. So
Murphy
we go to
of Gunner and Murphy.
We go to commercial, and we come back to Mr. Anderson approaching Eric Young, who is one belt away from having built his own body armor.
That's why Hogan wanted the belts.
You know what? I don't care what they say. Fuck Sting. Eric Young, TNA heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
great.
It would never happen, but it would be awesome.
He's got both the television title and the old world heavyweight championship title around his waist, stacked up. Okay, it looks ridiculous, and I'm gonna go on record saying Eric Young is the most awesome thing in TNA. In fact, he's the brightest star in TNA who's not a knockout.
Okay. Interesting thing, actually, here. Brief tangent. Recently, a couple weeks back, Kevin Smith, the filmmaker, guy who did Clerks and all those movies, has his own podcast, and he had on as a special guest on one of them a couple weeks back, one Mick Foley, and they were talking about some of the charities that they work with together. But at one point they mentioned that Jason Mewes, a.k.a. Jay of Jay and Silent Bob, had somehow been talked into agreeing to do a celebrity wrestling match. And Kevin Smith asked Mick Foley if he would be able to be the opponent in this match, and Mick basically said, well, no, I'm really old and fat and broken down and really aren't any good anymore, was essentially his words. But there's this guy named Eric Young, and that's the guy you want for this match. So that might be being put together.
I would watch it.
I would worship that match.
I would that match.
I would. That would be a draw.
That's the kind of respect Eric Young has in the back. He's the first guy that Mick Foley would say, you want this guy to handle your match. I mean, I remember going, another tangent, an indie show with this guy. Because he was living in Nashville at the same time I was, and all the local guys who live in Nashville do some little indie shows here and there, just to pick up an easy $50-$100 on the weekend.
Right.
And Eric, I forget if it was this was on a Saturday. I forget if it was that Tuesday or the Tuesday before, but either fucking way, he'd had throat surgery. Because apparently he's always, for a long time, had some kind of Brian Pillman-esque problem with his throat. That's required, several surgeries to get right. That's why he sounds the way he does when he talks.
Right,
and
right.
He had throat surgery either definitely less than 2 weeks, maybe less than a week ahead of time. Apparently had complications on the table with anesthesia and a couple of other things. And here he was at this fucking nothing indie show at a glorified crack house making fucking pennies. And all he did was put on a helmet and kind of half-assed the match. He went out there and wrestled anyway.
That man, like I said, he is the one bright star in TNA who's not a knockout. That's right, X Division. Showtime Eric Young is better than you. You are lower than the knockouts. However, you are higher than everybody else. So you got that going for you.
Well, don't get in Eric Bischoff territory. The X Division guys are awesome.
Yeah,
it's a silver medal with 100 guys tying for bronze.
Yeah, exactly. But Andersting, Mr. Andersting, says he wants to recreate. He goes up to Eric Young and he's like,
"Oh, hold up, let me drink some more water while you say this."
Okay, Eric, I want to recreate the great battle between Sting and the Great Muta.
He's got a drinking problem, doesn't he?
Magpie, you might want to take another sip of water here, okay? Because I got to tell you what.
Just clear your throat. I know you got to be coughing. I know just get rid of that tickle. Take another.
It seems like a good time to take another drink of water. Go right ahead, Iron Bite.
All right. Andersting wants Eric Young to play the Great Muta.
Wow, that seems like a two-parter. You should spit out some gag and then spit the rest. You all right there, buddy?
Yeah. You okay?
We'll watch a Dr. Death match after this is over. We'll get you back in.
Okay. We'll watch. You know what? No. We'll watch a Samoa Joe match just for Magpie. Amazingly, Eric Young agrees, and they even pinky swear over it. And as Anderson walks away, Eric Young turns to the camera and winks.
What?
He winks at the camera.
Ken Anderson!
It's amazing what goes through her mind. And
you know what? I think he knows.
He knows where he is in TNA.
Yeah.
The best fucking thing in the entire company. But we go backstage again to Winter and Angelina.
Sadly, no naked rubbing this time.
No, unfortunately.
That would be the payoff. If there's a naked rubbing together session and they start making out, that's the payoff to this feud. But knowing TNA, they swerve it and just have a quiet evening at home watching When Harry Met Sally, if they were to build up to that.
I asked this last night, and I'm going to ask it again. During this promo, Angelina cuts off Winter and starts speaking. Here's my question. Is this the first time Angelina has spoken since coming under the spell of Winter?
I don't know, but isn't she supposed to be so doped out she can't talk? I mean, drugs don't work that way.
Wait.
Jenkins, are you okay?
I'm sorry, I was just singing Tori Amos' song Winter in the interim. Trying to forget it all.
Can we sing Muhammad, my friend?
No, that one's like political.
Oh, come on. We gotta get out of this.
I think this is the first time Angelina has spoken since Winter took her over, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, and then she sounds like she's fucking quoting song lyrics, or old poetry or something, because there's no fucking way Russo wrote that shit. That is a quote from somewhere, whatever the flowery shit she said was.
She's speaking about how they have to become royalty again. What?
It sounded like she was quoting a poem or song lyrics.
Can you guess what Shannon Tweet movie are they ripping off for this angle?
I'm assuming it's Caged Heat 5.
I am simply amazed that this storyline, not the worst storyline in TNA history ever, but it's
got a lot of competition.
Yeah. I mean, it does have a lot of competition, but it's up there, or down there, as the case might be.
This is where wrestling matters. We see a British chick using a Scooby-Doo curse to take over American wrestler, because that's serious wrestling.
I don't know. I don't even think they remember what the gimmick was supposed to be. Is she drugged? No, I thought she was under a curse. No, I thought she's a zombie. No, wait, isn't she a time traveler? Make up your mind!
Is she an
did travel through time.
An alien? What is she?
She has a
Explain!
impact zone.
Where are they?
And speaking of which, we go back to Eric Bischoff talking to Immortal.
Hey.
And they give this big swerve about how these papers probably mean I'm fired, guys. Sorry.
Oh, no. Why, God?
It's been a great ride. And Immortal's going, no, this can't happen. What about us? What are we going to do? Stay as a group? You might not have a lot of power, but at least you'll be a gang?
Yeah, there's still 6 of you, at least.
But Eric Bischoff and Jared says, it's not over. It's not over. And Tenay Mike Tenay is literally creaming himself over this news.
It's about time, goddammit.
So we go to commercial, and hey guys, it's our second match at, I believe this is the 45-minute mark.
At least.
Well, was this the commercial break where they started advertising TNA products, or was that the next commercial break?
I think it's the next commercial break.
Oh, I'll get to that, trust me.
Okay. We have Miss Tess Mocker versus Angelina Love with Winter.
It's a match.
The things I would do to Miss Tess Mocker
will not be repeated on here.
I will say
this. The Dark Match are a PC show, and we care about the quality, and do not like to say bad things.
You are not allowed to talk about how you would take your massive, throbbing, raging boner and stick it right all the way up her.
Genghis!
Shut the fuck up, man. That's not PC.
Or PG, or whatever the hell our rating is.
It's not. Well, fuck puppies.
I don't know what our rating is, but
we're rated A.
They actually have a solid match. When TNA actually wanted to get down to business during this, during Impact, last night. It was pretty damn solid. Unfortunately, like was said before, every time they go a step forward, it's got to get yanked back another 40 to 50,000 steps. It's a decent.
They did 3 or 4 minutes, and it was all right. I mean, I didn't spot anything that was too badly blown.
No, there was the technical mistakes were by
There was always in nearly every match, which isn't involving women in America, which isn't like a match between the better half of Chicks and Shimmer. There's always going to be some awkwardness and some stutter stepping and some mistiming, just because the standards are different. The look is all important with women. Talent is at best a distant third behind the look and willingness to blow people in the office. So that leads to a lot of shitty women matches.
Right.
Yeah,
Miss
the only
Tessmacher.
confusing... Oh, go right ahead, Bite.
I have to say this. I think we found our Kelly of TNA. In Miss Tessmacher.
The one who's like way better than she has any right to be, but still not that good?
Pretty much. I don't know what she did where she got her training, not from Lacey Von Erich.
Yeah.
But every week, every time I see her, she improves. She's not at the level of, say, a Trish Stratus or even a Mickie James, but she's getting better. Right.
Yeah, you can't knock somebody. You can't knock somebody for getting better, and it's like we see her at least trying. It's like good effort, try.
Especially since this is one of the very few areas where TNA has an edge over the WWE. You can watch one of their shows, and you watch a Bella's match. That's worse than any women's match on TNA currently.
In terms of overall roster, TNA was better, but
now they're down to 11 women.
Get my point. Their basic knockouts match is still better than your basic Divas match overall.
Right.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Tessmacher loses to Angelina Love's finisher, which apparently is brand new. It's a reverse DDT into a backstabber. It actually looks decent. I'm not going to say decent, it actually looks good. If it was sped up a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember an indie guy named Rick Michaels, actually the dude who trained AJ Styles and some of the other NWA Wildside fellows, used that as the first half of a combo. He'd hit that, they'd bounce up, and then he'd hit the neck breaker for his finish and called it the double shot.
After the match, Winter snaps. Well, does the breaker motion, and Angelina Love applies the sleeper, and the ref is trying to get Angelina Love off of Tessmacher, and Winter runs in and pushes him away. I'm going to say this.
Trying, he was just no, stop.
No,
Here,
yeah,
let her go.
Okay, it was an attempt, and she pushes him away, and she goes, "She's mine."
Yeah, it was more like, "She's mine."
Yeah, pretty much. Women, apparently in TNA's world, men aren't allowed to touch women, even if it is to break them up. However,
that's Spike TV's rules on them.
Women can do whatever the fuck they want to men. Because at the beginning of the show, ODB goes after the photographer.
Yeah, Lee South, who, from what I've heard, is a good guy and a good photographer. And 2 security guards. Yeah,
need them right in the balls.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the loophole. In TNA, according to Spike TV, not TNA, that Spike, the network, for real, came up with these rules saying men cannot physically attack women. They can't put their hands on them.
Spike said that? Spike is the one that airs like CSI and like every other episode. Oh yeah, she was raped 1,000 times, and then her
head was torn off.
Yeah. And let us zoom the camera up her birth canal to look at the bloody results of this raping. Yes, they do that.
Are you actually expecting Spike TV to be classy about anything?
No, that's the thing about wrestling. Wrestling is always held to a different standard than every other program. I mean, in wrestling, you can't even give like a graphic verbal description of the stuff they will show you in close-up on CSI.
So we come out for our next match. Mr. Andersting versus the not-so-great Muda.
Gee, thanks for that. I want to know what fucking writer came up with that, and I want to smack them in the goddamn nose.
Poor Christy Hemme.
And Christy, she is in the wrong fucking spot. She is not a ring announcer. And that's in my professional opinion, semi-professional opinion, as a former ring announcer who got paid maybe $20 a night. But still, point is, she's not even as good as Jeremy Borash, and I don't think Borash is great. She is.
I'm going to actually disagree with you on that, Genghis. I've got to disagree with you. I think Christy Hemme is a great ring announcer.
You don't think she's a great ring announcer. You just think her rack's great.
Well, actually, no, I like her ass, but
she used to look hot. Now she looks like a starving Ethiopian in a red wig.
I'm gonna be in the minority here. I think she's great as an announcer, and I just wish she would go with her own style. I hate the fact that she's copying Lillian Garcia.
Yeah, it's
what
she's doing, and she's not any good at it. And she fucked up at least twice doing introductions that I noticed.
I'm all right with her. I don't mind her, especially because I fucking hate Jeremy Borash. I think he is one of the worst people to be working today.
Oh, dude, I knew Jeremy Borash. Your hatred of him has no comparison to mine, but still, I wish he was in this spot instead of Christie. Borash was a piece of shit. I'll tell you some fucking stories about him once the recorder's off.
I love you, Genghis, so much.
Anything that just keeps him off TV for even most of it is fine with me.
Don't the match. I still hope your family dies. And then try to sell you teenage merch.
Yeah, and then tell you, hey, our company gives bonuses over Christmas instead of pink slips. Uh-huh.
I got a pink for you right here, Borash.
So we have Eric Young coming out in the old Muda face paint, which is just...
Yes. Doing the mannerisms hilariously, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Can I go on a tangent on this part?
Yeah, I've been showing, before you do, I've been showing my DarkMatch Paisans here a bunch of various wrestling matches from various eras, and this includes a bunch of great Muda shit, so they could probably enjoy the particulars of Eric Young's Muda impression here.
Yeah, it's like we know Eric Young, who we've said many times that we love and adore. We know that he did the impersonation with love and respect, and he legitimately loves the Great Muda. We know that. But, like when they put this entire thing together, that somebody in the writing staff was just like, I'm going to insult the Great Muda, and that's exactly what it felt like it was doing.
Yeah, this Russo going, the Great who? Oh, yeah, that guy I had tagged with Vampiro and the Insane Clown Bossy.
He was Roy. He just wanted to make fun of the Lucha Libres.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How dare he?
Lucha Libres in Japan. So Eric Young comes out dressed like Darth Maul. And
Anders Sting, because I refuse to call him Mr. Anderson because he's lost his fucking mind and thinks he's
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, Anders Sting. Decides I'm gonna mock Sting and hits a stinger splash on the turnbuckle. Eric Young
turnbuckle hits a stinger splash and sells it afterwards.
Yeah, and then starts beating his chest and like howling on the moon. And Eric Young looks pissed.
And right at that moment when he did the fake stinger splash, I tried to bust out my crystal ball and a bunch of candles and summon the spirit of the Great Muda to take vengeance upon TNA, but it didn't work. I sacrificed a goat for nothing.
Muda's still alive, dude.
I didn't say he was dead. I said I was trying to conjure his spirit to take vengeance.
He was probably drunk and asleep with 5 prostitutes in his bed in Japan somewhere.
Well, then that goat I killed last night for a sacrifice died for nothing.
Yeah, well, might make good lamb chops.
Oh, good point.
It's a goat. That would be good goat sex, but
should have asked for the spirit of Mr. Kabuki. Wait, is he dead?
He might not be. You know what? Fuck it. You should have asked for the spirit of Yokozuna. Just sit on Andersting. And no. Sit on Russo. There we go. That's better.
Russo would enjoy it and pay him $50 and then put it in an angle.
He's right.
Yeah, he is. We have Andersting mocking Sting. That's what this match really was. And Eric Young's like, no, I got no part of this, and tries to leave. And Anderson's like, no, don't leave. We'll do this. No, okay, look, fuck it, and just punches Eric, EY in the face. Yeah. Eric Young, they start actually having a match with Eric Young busting out his own stuff, but also busting out the Great Muta stuff.
Yeah, he kind of goes back and forth between the two.
It's like, yeah, I'm doing the Great Muta, but here's what I can do. And it once again shows how goddamn impressive Eric Young is as a performer. The man, how old is he, Genghis?
He's early 30s, I'd say.
Okay, so he's probably in the prime of his career.
And another thing about Eric Young being awesome, I got to give a shout out to make one of my dark match buddies look good. Christopher says, you know him and love him, you lovely audience. Send AY a text, and he answered him directly back.
It was a tweet. It was a tweet, and he got it responded back.
And that is awesome. Eric Young cares about the fans,
or at least somebody who actually watches Impact. You
have to ruin Chris's moment.
Well, no, I'm just saying, he cares about somebody who watches him on his show.
Oh, I thought you meant you care about Impact. We don't care about Impact here.
Yeah. No, I mean, the ratings went up a massive amount. There was a whole 50,000 extra people watching recently.
We have Eric Young hitting the Muta spots. The Muta chop, the belly-to-belly suplex, and hits the moonsault. The only thing he didn't hit was the enziguri, and this was actually the point of Christopher Says' tweet, was that, hey, you did great, but where was the running, the enziguri? The Shining Wizard, I'm sorry. The Shining Wizard is like, I wanted to pay tribute to the Great Muta, but I didn't want to fuck that up.
So he's never seen Muta try that move.
Yeah, I know.
Muta may have invented it, but Christ, he's got at best a 50-50 shot at hitting it cleanly.
Yeah. Anderson
besides, Kaz and Kendrick did that move later anyway, so.
Yeah, so there was a Shining Wizard, but we get just Anderson, trying to beat. It goes from, well, this is a tribute, quote unquote, match to a, oh shit, I've really got to beat this guy. And Anderson finally gets some momentum over EY. And for no reason, out comes Gunner. Gunner gets in the ref's face, and Eric Young blocks a Scorpion Death Drop attempt, and then goes, "Oh, ref, you gotta take care of Gunner. Don't let him in the ring. Don't let him in the ring." And then spits mist in Anderson's face and rolls him up for the win.
Mostly in his hair, actually.
Yeah, mostly in his hair. Mostly in his hair. And Anderson, all you had to do was close your eyes while he spit. You didn't have to duck your head. And rolls him up for the 1-2-3. Eric Young just went over your number one contender, the man you have been building for 3 months?
Now, if only they would actually put Eric into that spot, I'd say fuck yeah, but they won't.
Yeah, I know.
I'd say it's been about the greater half of this year.
Yeah, it's been about it's been 6 months. You've been building up Anderson as your quote-unquote top guy since, Jeff Hardy bit the big one. And
We've got a typing chat here where some of the other people in DarkMatch are listening and adding their thoughts. Our friend Duos Angel says, well, who cares? Eric Young's better than Anderson anyways. I agree to the extent of saying, well, yes, Shawn Michaels is better than Tiger Jeet Singh, so...
But really, nothing wrong happened in there because the real world champion pinned the contender. So Eric Young is still the champion, and he looks great.
And what are you guys complaining? Then Gunner comes in and starts beating down Eric Young, and Sting fully completes his heel turn, I guess, and starts joining in. Didn't you feud with Immortal less than a month ago, you retard?
Shh. Oh, God. Oh, fuck it. I don't care. I have nothing to say on this. Can we just move the fuck on?
Right, well...
This makes about as much sense as the rest of the show.
And then Sting comes out, and no title, by the way, and makes the save by running... Sting just goes, oh, fuck this shit, bye-bye. And Gunner's like, I'm gonna stand my ground, you got my back. Oh, fuck, and... Sting just, sends Gunner out, and then he chases Sting up the ramp, and then goes back in the ring to check on, and the notes I have here, the recap I'm reading here says to check on Eric Muda. No.
The not so great Muda.
She actually wanted to if you were going through this by storyline, it's she really wanted to introduce Eric Young as the Great Muda, and then she goes, the not so great Muda.
Yeah, that was like the worst case of funny.
Yeah, this isn't very funny, Anderson.
Goddamn.
And and then we go to commercial. We come back with Kazarian versus Brian Kendrick in the match of the night.
Yeah, that's a match. It's not like TNA standard, that was a good match or it was solid. No, that was a fucking match. Two good athletes competing with each other, trying to put on the damn best performance they could do.
You know what? I don't disagree that this was match of the night, but for an X Division match, well, I guess it's mostly because the X Division has basically lost its thunder.
It didn't look like goddamn ballet for once. It didn't look... The problem with so many of these X Division matches is I can tell watching them. These guys called every fucking move in the back. They might have even written it down ahead of time. And there's no break from the fucking plan. It is an exhibition of spots. This didn't look like that. It didn't feel like that.
There was... First of all, it's face versus face. But there's no clear bad guy, good guy in this match. There are two guys going out trying to be number one contender for Abyss's title. And they go a full 10 minutes without a decision. We even actually get a commercial break in between. Do we get a... No, we don't get a commercial break. They go a full 10 minutes without a commercial break.
Actually, according to this, they went 7 minutes, 57 seconds for the time limit draw.
That's an arbitrary time limit.
Okay,
Fucking Impact!
And then right there, you couldn't just let a match be a match. I'm not even going to say Russo, because there are other morons on that creative team, too, who deserve just as much hassling. It's like, they had to put on a fucking booked finish. They had to? Really?
Well, hang on. Before you do that, we mentioned the time limit draw, and then Hebner gets on the headset, talking to Bischoff in the back, and Bischoff says, give him 5 more minutes. Now, if I may polish off a very old trope, it's a trap!
Yeah, it was. Because in those 5 minutes, which, again, was actually just Kazarian and Kendrick wailing on each other. There's no spots. There's just two guys beating each other's brains out. Out comes Abyss. And destroys both of them. I'm going to tell you guys this right here.
On one match. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys this right here, right now. I hate the new Black Hole Slam.
Yeah.
Okay, the old one, the old Black Hole Slam, featured Abyss doing an Irish whip. The guy bounces off the ropes, and Abyss catches him, and Black Hole slams him. Now it's whip, nope, you're coming back, Black Hole Slam. I hate it.
There's less
hate
momentum.
it. There's less momentum. It does not look as effective, and I hate it so much. But you're completely right, Mac.
Do you hate it?
Yes, I hate it. But Abyss, I'm sorry, Magpie, and after that beatdown, he gets on camera. He could have just walked away. The message was delivered. The X Division is dead, or whatever it is. No, he's got to quote Sun Tzu.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe that guy's actually read Sun Tzu.
I do not.
I don't even think he knows who Sun Tzu is.
I mean, call it his delivery. Call it that when I briefly knew him in person, he could never remember what the fuck my name was, despite meeting him a dozen times. Whatever, but I doubt that.
And the fact that he still hasn't gone in for dental surgery to get some fake teeth for that bottom.
Iron Bite. He works for TNA. Do you really think he can afford dental, let alone go on his own?
He has a point there.
It's a great look for him because, it makes him look like he's a true monster, but to me, it makes him look like he's a fucking bore.
He does spit on the title an awful lot. I mean, spit in the camera lens nowadays. He didn't used to do that.
So we're gonna have, and then we get some footage of Bully Ray powerbombing AJ off the stage, and we're gonna have a confront. They're gonna confront one another.
They're gonna talk.
We know what's gonna happen.
This feud is still going.
It's AJ Styles. That should be your guy. This is the guy you want to have match of the year candidates with. You put him in there with the best people ever. Yes, you don't put him with Bully Ray and waste AJ Styles' time.
Or Tommy Dreamer.
Or Tommy Dreamer for that matter. You don't waste AJ's time. Jenga said it best a while back ago. If there's one thing AJ was born to do, it was to wrestle. That's what you need to let him do. Yeah, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he should be fed the best.
He's gotten to the point, after many long years, to where he's okay. He is tolerably competent at delivering a promo. But tolerably competent is it. He's not the fucking Rock. He's not Ric Flair. He's not Mick Foley. He's not Steve Austin. He's not even Hulk Hogan. He's AJ. He needs to be wrestling, not talking.
That's what got him over. He didn't talk. He didn't have a plot line. He had a feud with the guys. He did amazing athletic feats. That's what got AJ over. Him being a great athlete, that's where wrestling needs to take into the future, is to make it about the athlete. But no, take it away, Iron Bite, and let's get on with this disappointment.
AJ Styles comes out and once again says what I have always said about AJ Styles. TNA is the house AJ built. Yes, he built it with Christopher Daniels. Yes, he built it with give me some other
several other people.
Several other Jeff Jarrett. But to be honest with you, the face of TNA should be, and always will be, to me at least, AJ fucking Styles. There is no reason AJ Styles should be out of the main event title picture feuding with Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray. There is no reason for this.
And Dreamer tonight was not appearing in this film.
Right, because apparently after you beat someone in a street fight, they're never going to show up again? I don't know.
Tommy was number 9 on the guys who should have shown up for storylines tonight but didn't.
Right. And Bully comes out and says, hey, I guess you're proud that you and your girlfriend, Christopher Daniels, because Christopher Daniels paints his nails and wears makeup. Guess what, Bully Ray? We all know all wrestlers wear a minimum of makeup.
Oh, and newsflash, Billy Ray, he wears makeup, but he's 70 billion times the wrestler you ever were, even in your prime.
And about that, I have 2 comments. Number 1, the married to a woman AJ Styles and married to a woman Christopher Daniels are gay together. And number 2, queering's funny.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And Bully Ray is going on and on about how Tommy Dreamer is a horrible tag team partner, and it's just another, weak link, almost as much as a piece of crap as Devon. Shouldn't you still be feuding with Devon? Oh, wait, I forgot Devon's black.
Oh, my God. This promo just goes... It goes nowhere.
In not appearing tonight was Devon.
It goes weird places.
It goes backwards, curves around itself, and somehow comes back to make even less sense than it already did. That's the best way I can describe it.
And yet we're
shot it around the earth to make Warp 10.
And yet we're marks or idiots who don't understand anything that makes pro wrestling, and the people in charge of this fucking company that brings us this wonderful programming, they know exactly what's with wrestling, and they think this is what wrestling should be.
Because we've never been in the fucking ring. Oh, wait, I have. Fuck you,
yeah, we've never been fans. We've never seen what we like and picked out and saw amazing things.
Right, and I don't even care if the fact that I will never step foot in a wrestling ring in any type of capacity. But I know when I'm being sold a pile of bullshit, and I'm having Bully Ray say a guy, and I think at this point I know that AJ Styles is probably one of the most serious competitors in the wrestling world today. He knows that the only way to get better is to watch tapes of yourself, watch tapes of great matches, and Bully Ray is going on and on about how AJ goes back to his hotel room and plays video games on his laptop, while Bully Ray is going to go to a strip club, drink some booze, and get a lap dance, and then get thrown out of the club because he touched the stripper.
Apparently, in real life, Bubba Ray is quite the connoisseur of strip clubs.
I don't blame him. I share that hobby with him.
Better than the other.
Every time I've ever been in a strip club, it was really fucking depressing. But going back to a point before that, it's not just fan ignorance talking. I've been in the ring, not a lot, but a few times. And I've tagged with ODB. I've managed Abyss. I've done announcing duties on matches with Crimson and Angelina Love and Eric Young and a couple other people on this show. No, this show's still fucking garbage. Because from a professional point of view, or even an amateurish, avocational, semi-professional point of view, as mine was working on the tiny, shitty indie companies, this is crap. Because they change their mind, and the main people in charge of writing these shows have no idea what the fuck they're doing or how to bring an angle from start to finish.
AJ, in response to the whole, Bubba Ray calling it and saying, you're just a gamer and I'm a man because I like to go to strip clubs, and you're a boy and I'm a man and you're a punk and I'm a pro wrestler. AJ comes back with a penis joke.
That's classy.
What the fuck?
Fucking Russo.
It's like and Bully Ray.
It's finish this point. Yeah, go ahead.
I have to. Bully Ray goes to a random blonde plant in the audience. No. He goes to my Haley Williams lookalike in the fucking audience and goes, I don't got a small penis, do I?
Wait, he's asking an underage girl. He's asking sorry, Genghis. He's asking an underage girl how small his penis. I mean, I don't have a small penis, do I? You would know. You've seen it.
I have completely, absolutely lost what I was going to say here.
Oh, I am
so mesmerized. I looked away from the TV for like a brief moment during that segment, so I didn't see that part.
Backlash. Hey, Backlash.
Backlash. In a
Don't worry, I'll throw a rock through the portal.
I am just amazed that they go with a penis joke in this promo.
You are? Have you seen this show before?
I am amazed that Russo still thinks that's funny.
You are?
Yes, I am. Okay, let me keep going. I am amazed that whoever approves these damn scripts, and I hear an echo, thought that was okay to...
Well, to be fair, dick jokes are funny. It's just make them funny. I mean, 95% of the conversations you listeners don't hear when we're talking are dick jokes. And they're hilarious. TNA doesn't know how to make a hilarious
sickening
dick joke.
jokes against violence. And we can combine them together by talking all about Dick Blood, the greatest wrestler ever.
Personally, I don't like the dick jokes.
Okay.
No Leaf Clover reminding everybody out there that he's more classy than everyone else on the show.
And possibly 90% of the world. The point of this promo is AJ Styles challenges Bully Ray to a last man standing match at Slammiversary.
Yeah. So it's not a big deal. AJ Styles says he's going to have some stiff competition, and Bully Ray might get cut in this last man standing match if he doesn't want to stand the entire long time in there.
Did you hurt yourself thinking that?
Of course, kid.
Okay, thank you. Bravo, Genghis, bravo, because that completely derailed whatever I had to say.
Right back
Oh my
you.
God.
Jesus.
So moving on, we get to our main event. It's Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner, who was brought in to feud with Jeff Jarrett, who was part of a
Don't ask questions.
Versus Kurt Angle and Matt Morgan. And immediately.
Why?
Exactly. Why? Why?
Because it's one of those, well, these guys are having matches at the pay-per-view, and those are going to be singles matches, and we can't do that ahead of time, so have them tag together. Oddly, randomly.
This match, first off, before it even starts, Jeff Jarrett wants Karen Angle to just sit at ringside. Earl Hebner and the rest of the Zebras go, no, go to the back, Karen. Bye.
Yeah, we have seen this show. Go away.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what it is. It was, we've seen what you do. Go. Just
shove
go.
Like a chloroform-soaked ball gag in her mouth at the same time.
It probably would have been better had,
Just saying.
Yeah.
Does my rag smell like chloroform?
Take a closer smell. Yeah.
Okay, this is going into darkest sketch territory, folks.
It doesn't smell like chloroform. Pour. How about now?
Okay, it's really getting into darkest sketch territory. I will have to say that Scott Steiner and Kurt Angle are probably the two biggest proponents of the belly-to-belly suplex.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of looked forward to this match. Then I looked away, and my cats were playing with together, and I'm like, this is more interesting.
Better action, better grappling, better mat work.
It really was. And then I looked over at the other corner of the living room, and my dogs are playing together. I'm like, this is even better. And then I looked up and I realized the match was still going on.
And you said, God damn it!
Exactly.
Although this is like two good wrestlers, one guy who's sometimes a good wrestler, and Matt Morgan always has a lot of potential but never fills it.
I don't know.
This was a decent match by Impact standards, kind of.
But when you're following an X Division match that was Brian Kendrick and Kazarian,
yeah,
it's a tough act. It's a tough act to follow with no real buffer. Had they put another match in between,
well, they did have that long ass AJ and Bully Ray segment,
but that wasn't a match. That was a promo.
No.
So yeah. Out of nowhere, I don't know. Kurt Angle chases Jeff Jarrett up the ramp. And on top of the stage, he puts Jeff Jarrett in the ankle lock. And guess who comes out despite being sent to the back?
Kurt! Don't do it, Kurt!
Oh, Jesus!
Smeagol?
That's the most accurate impression of her I've ever heard, and it scares me.
That's Karen Angle, all right.
Never do that again. I swear to God, never do that again.
Punch you!
I used to have sex with Kurt Angle, but now I let Jeff Jarrett put his penis in me.
I will punch you in the fucking soul, okay?
Do it again.
I will punch you. I will move your soul throughout your nose. God, stop! That's scaring me. Oh,
High five, Jangus. Internet high five to the portal.
God, that was Kurt Angle then starts confronting Karen Angle, and they go in between the stage.
Yeah,
and
not the entryway. There's a place like off to the left between one of the glowing thingies and the backdrop where apparently there's a little staircase and a walkway.
Right, and in the ring we see Matt Morgan get low blowed, and Earl Hebner has, by this point, has left the ring to go. I don't know.
Angle, basically.
Jarrett,
where the fuck you guys going?
And Scott Steiner takes advantage of this. Low blows Matt Morgan.
It's a low blow and then a phantom fucking finisher we don't see to get the pin.
We never get to see this because
they thought what was going on up the ramp was more interesting.
And
technically it was kind of a big angle if they treat it right.
And here's what happened, folks. Kurt Angle, when he was confronting Karen Jarrett, gets pushed from behind by Jeff Jarrett, knocking into Karen and knocking her down the stairs. And Kurt and Jeff start playing the blame game.
Yeah. Because the last thing we saw was Karen exited first in this little walkway. Kurt followed her, but Jeff followed behind Kurt in the motion of attacking him from behind.
Right, and Kurt's screaming at Jeff that she should have never been involved.
This is all your fault, you stupid son of a bitch! I told you, she never should have been involved!
No, stop! It's not true! Shut up! You're a stupid... Shut the fuck up! I need medic! Medic!
You threw her down here! You know you did, Kurt Angle!
You did it! No, you did! She should have never been involved! There was a match going on!
I'm from the same...
Wrestling! Match! Over there! Switch cameras!
I'm from the same town as Jeff Jarrett, born in the same hospital, grew up within a mile of his house, and somehow when I do his impression, he still sounds like Cletus the Sack-Jawed Local.
Like Cletus the
Slack-Jawed
Local.
Shit, right?
Why?
Because, and here's the thing, why would you do... Okay, if they did this at, like, say during the Mega Powers Explode angle with Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan, they did this angle with Miss Elizabeth, where she got pushed downstairs and they're both blaming each other. That might make sense because Miss Elizabeth wasn't a fucking heel! Wouldn't you, according to the storylines in TNA, want to see Karen Jarrett push down a bunch of stairs?
Remember Russo, shades of gray. It's all shades of gray. Ooh.
Wrestling has always had this fairly disgusting kind of misogyny to it, to where anything that a babyface man does to a heel woman, it's okay.
Right.
Like when Undertaker's tombstones Vicky Guerrero, or when, I mean, it doesn't even have to be a heel woman, when Stone Cold stunned Stacy Keibler for not drinking a beer with him. And this was like not long after Stone Cold's old domestic abuse assault.
Yeah.
Deborah. Yeah, I mean, or when Beulah was pile driving Francine, when Tommy Dreamer was pile driving Beulah and Francine and all those chicks over and over and over again. It's like, yeah, we're watching a guy beat the shit out of a woman half his size. Fucking A!
This is wrestling! Yeah!
I've
But
always found
this...
personally.
This was just... It was bizarre. It was... and I am surprised Mike Tenay and Taz didn't get up out of the commentary booth to go see what the fuck was going on behind them. Because they didn't.
Yeah.
I
go check on him. Yeah, but I'm fine right here.
So that was our final match, but we're not done yet.
Oh, God, it's time for the papers to resurface.
We go to the
whole show has revolved around those goddamn papers.
And Mike Tenay is going, this is the swan song of Immortal. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy.
At least we didn't end the show with 5 minutes of backstage promos from random people.
That is true.
At least they actually ended on a fucking plot point with a da-da-da-da kind of moment, in theory.
We actually, before we go to this, they show what happened during the commercial break. They have Karen Angle being loaded into an ambulance and, taken to a hospital.
Unconscious.
However, the illusion of Impact is this is supposed to be live, right?
Yeah. Wrestling's all fake except for what you're watching right now.
That has to be the fastest time I have ever seen medics get someone onto a stretcher after a serious fall that may have injured a person's neck, get her onto the stretcher, and then get her into the ambulance. Because there had to have been a good 5 minutes. Hint, Russo, it takes you a lot longer.
To be fair, they cheated that, yeah, but we did see the medics already there with a stretcher while Jarrett and Angle were yelling at each other.
True.
So, yeah, anybody who knows the details of, like, EMT procedure, that kind of thing, can call bullshit, but it's not that bad. It's a revolver firing 8 shots instead of 27.
And it's not, and you can consider, like, the argument, maybe they actually had, like, their own EMTs in the back already, just in case if something happens, so you can
I think it's policy that a wrestling show has to have medics on site.
Depends on the state. Some require you to, most do not.
Well, if you have an ounce of sense, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got the money to spare.
What's wrong in wrestling?
Yeah, well, most indie shows, no fucking way. They cannot afford that kind of thing. Even Ring of Honor does not have medics waiting at their show.
No, they will have
them there fast.
They will just call. They will have a doctor who probably can't do more than just stabilize.
They might have a doctor, if that.
Yeah, they might. So, getting back to what...
this recalls a brief tangent. This recalls a story from WCW. Remember at one point Vampiro had the band of the Misfits in as his tag team partner?
Oh, God, don't remind me that.
What are they, punk rock, metal, some kind? I don't know.
Punk rock.
Yeah, they're a band, and the lead singer, Jerry Only, was in like a cage match, and they had these guys wrestling like dangerous fucking people, like Dr. Death Steve Williams. And they had... Jerry Only got hardway busted open on a cage match. And he went backstage, and this is in WCW, mind you, owned by Time Warner AOL. Mm-hmm. And he said, fuck, I'm fucking bleeding, I'm cut open, I need to be fixed. Where's the guy to stitch me up? And they said, there is no guy.
Wow.
Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE is... This is where the WWE is. They are far ahead of every other company out there when it comes to taking care of their wrestlers' health. And we all know how fucking deficient they can be at times.
Right, but that's because in the WWE's eyes, you're not just a performer, you're merchandise.
Yeah, you're an investment.
You're an investment. So speaking of WCW, out comes Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff.
Oh, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for it to get stupid.
We're already in stupid.
But even by TNA standards, this makes no goddamn sense whatsoever.
As we've said before, they've been hyping these papers that Eric Bischoff was served. And if you've ever watched an episode of Law and Order or hell, any cop show drama that involves lawyers, being served means you're the one in trouble. Nobody else, just you.
It means here's shit involving you that you have to come to court on.
Or you have to appear, you have to go to court.
What we're trying to say is, this man handed Eric Bischoff what are supposed to be legal papers. That means it is about Eric Bischoff. He needs to read it and possibly respond to it immediately.
And there weren't even legal papers. It was just the fucking envelope.
Okay, so Eric Bischoff talks to Hulk Hogan and says, wait, before and the fans are eating this up. They're going, we don't care. You're right, Russo. We don't care. And
damn it, it's time to start banning everybody who does smirky chants.
Eric Bischoff gets on the mic and says, if this is going to be my last time, I'm going to say what I really think of Mick Foley. I don't like him.
He hated him so much, he booked him to pay-per-view main events in WCW.
He hates him so much that he books him into major angles within his own company. He hates him so much that he's willing to promote his damn book and DVD.
Yeah, didn't they have an entire little sub-angle about the really nice suit that Eric bought him?
Yeah. You have him in... You know what, Eric Bischoff? No. You may hate Mick Foley the person, but you love Mick Foley the wrestler because he gives you, I
hate Mick Foley whenever he's not giving me money.
Exactly. So, Bischoff goes, Hogan grabs the mic and says, you know what, Bischoff, brother, you're my partner, brother. And, we made history together, brother. Yeah, you drove a semi-successful wrestling company.
No, in their prime, let's give them their due. In their prime, around about 96, 97, WCW was hugely profitable, into the double digits of millions.
This is true. However,
other 9 years, that's a problem.
Yeah. So, Eric Bischoff can't even read it. So he gives it to Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan finally opens up the magical envelope, and I'm expecting light to shine out of the envelope, and angels to sing a choir, and the long nightmare, Mike Tenay to get up on the
anybody who's ever seen Hogan Knows Best knows that Hogan can't read shit without his glasses.
And Hogan starts reading. The gist of it is the network, after review of a position, has exercised their right to terminate said position. And
Bischoff's like, oh, I knew it.
Fuck, okay, I'm getting out of the ring before security. I'll go
out of the ring to go do
Hogan's
the
like,
Arrested
wait a second, brother. Wait.
Charlie Brown walk the doon 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 doon.
Wait, brother. They have to exercise their right to terminate said position. Hey, Mick Foley, you're fired. He said it exactly like Vince and Don.
Yeah, he was doing his exact.
And Bischoff goes, wait, what? And he comes in and he goes, this is the happiest day of my life.
And basically the heels chuckle and
okay.
Why?
Our win.
Never mind the fact that why are they sending a letter to Eric Bischoff saying that Mick Foley has been fired? Let's just take in the fact that Spike TV has taken it upon themselves to fire Mick Foley. And I ask,
is his contract? He leave it?
Why? Why? What
and let me add,
is the purpose?
And let me something add to that anger that was from Backlash. They could have avoided this entire situation by, I don't know, opening the envelope and fucking reading it in the beginning of the show.
He
could have been like,
building.
I opened this up. Here's the hey, I'm not fired after all. Cool.
You've been building the network for 5 goddamn months, and this is it. This is the payoff of the network.
The network are, by the way, on this same show, the baby faces that said that Alex Shelley could team with James Storm.
Yeah.
And
the network
against
said
Eric Bischoff's wishes.
Yeah, the network said I could. The reason why some people are thinking that Mick Foley has been quote unquote fired as the network representative is because of a tweet he tweeted about how he beat The Rock in an empty arena match, aka a TNA house show. So there's that. But again, you've been building up this goddamn network representative angle like it was, gonna save your goddamn television show, and you drop it? So now we get...
in the words of the Chinese or Japanese, whatever he was, martial arts coach in the fine Weird Al Yankovic classic UHF, "You so stupid!"
I don't get it!
I ask you, what now? What can they do now? The network angle is dead. Who is there left to oppose Hogan and Bischoff? Sting?
No!
Sting
is busy feuding with Sting.
Exactly.
RVD, fuck no. He's like, I don't even need to be here. He wasn't even
Rob Van Dam, who is Sir 11 not appearing in this film.
Fortune? Oh, wait. They're down to James Storm, AJ Styles. Oh, wait, no. AJ Styles and Beer Money and Kazarian are all off doing their own little thing. Let's see, who's left? Eric Young? No! Not even Eric Young, because he's too good for this crap.
Are you going to bring back Dixie now? Is that what we have to do? Is Dixie coming back?
I didn't even think of that. That could happen.
That could very much happen.
Ah, shit.
I don't know what they were thinking when, first of all, what were they thinking when they began this angle? Two, what were they doing continuously? Why have Mick Foley be the network representative? You didn't have to use Mick Foley. Okay, yes, I know he has a contract with TNA and everything, but you didn't have to use him. You could have hired
Paul. Forget hiring. They could have gotten Desmond Wolfe. The guy can't wrestle, but he can talk. He should have been the network representative.
How about Sir 12 not appearing in this film? Flair. He would have been perfect.
Flair's in fucking prison!
Maybe now,
but at the time of his tapings, he wasn't. Or at the time of this, when they pulled the trigger on this angle, he wasn't. They could have used. There's a billion fucking idiots out there. They could have fucking used Cyrus from ECW. They could have used fucking Joey Styles if he's not under contract with the WWE.
They could just get a new character. They could just introduce a new character.
You mentioned a billion idiots. You know that little brief mention we had of Goldberg a few weeks ago? That might not be a hoax. They're trying to get Goldberg. I shit you not. Be afraid!
I think Goldberg would ask for more money than they're willing to pay.
They'll pay him a fortune. You know they will.
On that note,
even guys like Flair and Hogan are basically still working for, by their standards, pittance wages because they have to.
On the note of Backlash bringing up Goldberg, my coming up, I'd like to tell you all that this is my final dark match. I will not be around to review that. It was been a great journey with you guys. I'm glad I was helping to found this, but I have to go now.
Magpie, please don't go until it's actually confirmed. But again, I'm going to say this right here, right now. There are a million other authority figures they could have brought in as the quote-unquote network representative. Fucking hell. You could have had Tommy fucking Dreamer be useful for once and be the mouthpiece of the network. Plus, he could have gone off on his own thing, okay? He could have gone, you know what, fuck it. No, this match is gonna still happen. You didn't have to use Mick Foley. But no, now Mick Foley's been fired? For what reason? For what fucking reason?
Fucking Russo.
Shades of Grey, we're always shooting.
Now, this does seem rather odd and out of nowhere, especially the fact that Foley was not there personally. So this does have the feeling to me of a backstage, well, fuck, something happened. We can't have this guy in this role anymore. Just say he's fired.
And again, I do think it was the tweet of, I wrestled The Rock in a empty arena match, a.k.a. a house show. And if
they did that, that would be an awfully goddamn stupid fucking reason.
And also, it's like they had people that they put into positions of prominence badmouth TNA worse than that. Remember when Scott Hall was badmouthing TNA on that stupid show he does? He was a tag team champion at the time.
And the thing is, some of their house shows draw, but others are like 300 people.
But they're hardly empty arena matches. And you know what? I get Mick Foley. That might have been a bad thing to say, but...
Yeah, but because they rarely draw even 1,000 people. It's usually in the 9-figure range, which for a national wrestling company is fucking nothing. That is pathetic. They are not drawing 0.1% of their regular television audience at these shows.
But you know what? The amazing thing about this whole network representative angle is you could have had 1 million other people as your representative. And now that you fired Mick Foley, I don't even know.
You know what the sick thing is? What does this mean for the show being called Impact Wrestling? Because wasn't that Foley's call?
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Does this mean they're going back to calling the show TNA?
I doubt that.
I don't know.
I have to just say about this episode.
I bet they will not even mention that aspect of it.
With this episode of Impact, I had to record this on my DVR, and I had to free up space. I had to delete 2 episodes of Batman Beyond to watch it and review this crap.
What episodes were they, Magpie?
I could have been watching Batman Beyond.
What episodes were they? Do you know?
It was the one where he joined. It wasn't. It was the one where he fights Shriek for the first time, and it was also the other one where Powers becomes just his radiation is too powerful, and then those episodes are freaking awesome. I had to delete those so I could make room for Impact, so I can review it. So fuck you, Impact. I could have been watching something awesome.
Magpie, you better not die right away, because you're going to hell.
I'll take TNA with me.
Please do. Please do.
On to them.
Oh my God.
That's Impact.
And you know the sad part was, this is an above average episode of Impact. By their standards, this was good. It actually had multiple matches that went past 3 minutes.
By my standards, it was fucking awesome. Well, no, it wasn't fucking awesome. It was subpar, but subpar is better than quadruple bogey.
Subpar is better than, gee, this show really makes me want to cut off my penis. Which is usually how I feel about Impact. It's just like, well, I'm never going to fuck again, and I might as well sit down to pee from now on. So, here it goes.
All right.
My balls hurt now.
Well, let's just wrap this up before we got to kill somebody. Let's get to the favorite segment. And everybody's favorite segment of
the Dark
somebody
Match.
Take it away. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Here is what gets more screen time than Jay Lethal. I think we all, you know what, I'm just going to get it out of the way, and do the obvious one first. I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but the envelope, the legal papers came to tell Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan that Mick Foley was fired, get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
That was my line, you son of a... Why is everyone taking my line? It's a conspiracy.
All right, think of one. I got one. Just take the extra 15 seconds. The pipe that was in the foreground of the shot with Angelina Love and Winter in between them and the camera, always out of focus, got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
All right, I got one.
Harvey.
I got one for you. ODB's ass got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
No, there's not a problem with that. And by the way, is it just me, or did ODB go up a size or so in her saline between now and the last time we saw her? Either that or she
may have
acquired a really great push-up bra in between.
I don't know. I'll have to examine it with a group of perverts.
Go over this with the magnifying glass. Don't doubt that.
Let's see. What's my answer? Velvet Sky's bare feet get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Ooh, I meant to mention that. That's gotta suck doing a backstage hardcore brawl like that in your bare fucking feet.
And then coming out to the arena with all the trash and shit.
That floor can't.
She is a damn good trooper.
Yeah, and I hope Chris Sabin right now is resting from his injuries, and then his Velvet Sky agreed to wear a nurse outfit while he takes care of him.
Velvet Sky, if you listen to the show, and I know you don't.
Don't turn Velvet Sky off. We don't need a sexual harassment.
No. You are a goddamn trooper and one of the true stars of TNA. There, I said it.
Oh. Iron Bite was classy. That's... Wow.
Also, you got a great ass. Oh, my God. It's a great ass. Okay, let's end this show. Once again...
Just ignore him and take good care of Sabin. And once again, this was an episode of Dark Match. Even though we dreaded watching TNA, we love performing for you, lovely audience. I am Magpie, Cuckoo Cuckoo. Anybody fuck.
I'm fucking Genghis.
I am Backlash, and I am seriously trying to find a loophole in this contract. God damn it, Tiefus, why do you get to keep all my money?
Iron Bite Dash. And once again, this has been the Dark Match for Impact on June the 2nd, 2011. Good night, and good luck.
Hey, on my contract it says I get 2 comely lads. Where am I?
Hey, I get 5 comely lads and a goat. Wow.
How can you get more?
I'm pretty sure Tiefus just put that stuff in there to get your guys' hopes up, but you're never getting that stuff.
I want my horse.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that was good, guys. That was good.
Sorry if I seemed like I was entering subject territories when I was trying to get the
long time.
Knock, knock.
Sorry.
That was this call.
I said, "Hey, Magpie, knock, knock."
Who was there?
Interrupting cow.
I'm not finishing that.
Boo!
I do apologize, though. I caught myself doing it like halfway through the show, so I'm sorry.